This is a channeling from Adama on the art and magic of manifestation. Now, this does build off of the previous channeling and almost all of the other channelings before this one, so it is recommended to listen to the other channelings in this series, the other lessons in this series, before one listens to this specific one. That being said, however, if you have a very extensive knowledge of spiritual and energetic topics, then you may indeed still make sense of this channeling. However, for those who are perhaps not as knowledgeable, it is indeed recommended to brush up on the topics of the toroidal field, the Merkaba, the Ka, etc. Now, that being said, beyond just the prerequisites necessary to understand the nature of manifestation, manifestation itself is indeed quite a convoluted topic, for it involves many moving parts, as you say, and has very many different facets and perhaps confounding variables as well. So that is to say, there are many different types of manifestation, many different ways it may be used, and there are also many different things that may affect it. Now, a brief refresher of the definition of manifestation. Manifestation is the act of aligning oneself with the vibrational frequency of that which they desire, so that which they desire may become manifest within their life, or may become physically present in their life. And as said in the previous channeling as well, prayer for another is a form of manifestation. However, its nature is slightly different, or the nature in which it is conducted is slightly different, and we spoke on that in the last channeling. However, the underlying principles are indeed the same as manifestation and will be described in the following lesson. Now, manifestation has been recently popularized among many New Age spiritualists, as they call themselves, and indeed it has become quite of a hot topic, or a trend, if you will. However, many of the techniques that are popularized on these social media platforms may not work very well, if at all. However, do be aware that visualization is always a great practice. So if these techniques involve visualization, be aware that at least you are getting some sort of practice, beneficial practice out of it. Pardon the silence, folks. Marlena has invited in another group of guides to aid her in this channeling, so perhaps it may even be more accurate than previously. However, we shall see. But that being said, many of the manifestation techniques that are currently present on your earth, or popular on your earth on the surface, are not very useful, for manifestation is much deeper than is commonly believed. So if one wishes to manifest a specific outcome, they must first clear all of their blockages within themselves that are preventing them from embodying this desire. So the example given in the previous channelings was that of monetary lack. So say, for example, you find yourself falling into patterns of monetary poverty and you wish to manifest monetary abundance. Well, first you must look within yourself and find those energetic, those emotional, those mental, spiritual, physical wounds of poverty, of monetary lack. And then you must address them and heal those vibrations within yourself and heal those wounds within yourself. And in doing so, you will remove this vibration of lack from your vibrational field. And when you remove this vibrational frequency of lack from your field, you will find that you now have room to bring in a new vibrational frequency that corresponds to that same one. And you may choose to bring in a higher vibrational frequency in which you have more financial freedom, shall we say. However, this may be used to accomplish almost any outcome, as I have said in previous channelings, to varying degrees of success, depending on a few factors. And I would like to share these factors with you before we dive into the mechanics, shall we say, of manifestation. And indeed, we will go back to that analogy of financial lack, so please keep that in mind as we continue down this lesson, through this lesson. Now, of course, as I have said, one thing that may impact one's ability to manifest a specific outcome are their own personal wounds, and these may be the wounds from this past or from this present life, but also from previous lives. So please keep this in mind when you are manifesting something, and if you find that it does not come to pass within a timely manner. For indeed, you must hold space for yourself and time for yourself in working through these traumas. For indeed, working through trauma is no easy feat, as many are learning. However, it is quite a formidable feat, and be aware that if you are processing your trauma and facing it head on, you have my full respect. And if you would like assistance in this, please feel free to visit us here in Telos as always, for we do offer psychological healing as well as physical, energetic, spiritual, etc. But I digress. Oh, but before I finish my digression, if you wish to visit us here in Telos, you need only ask me, Adama, to take you here to Telos the next time you sleep, and trust that it will happen if it is in your highest and best good. And indeed, it may not be me, but if it is not me, then it will be another better suited being here in Telos, who will act as your liaison or sponsor, as they are sometimes called. All right, now that is the end of that digression. But another way in which one may find their manifestations are being blocked is the astrology. So, as this channel has recently learned, if one attempts to manifest their own specific outcome during the eclipse seasons, for example, this may not be very conducive to the outcome of the manifestation, for the eclipses are quite known for their shall we say persnickety nature, their tempestuous nature. The eclipses are known as a time where the universe moves things around in your life, and the goal as one incarnated on this earth is merely to surrender during these times. However, there may be other times where manifestation is not perhaps ideal, and this may be if one is Pardon. This is a new concept for the channel, and she wants to make sure that she receives the message in its entirety before she relays it. So another way in which astrology may impact one's ability to manifest is if one has certain astrological events that are occurring in the astrology of the cosmos at the moment, or their location at the moment, that have certain parallels or correlations, shall we say, to their birth chart. And a note that if you are a walk-in soul, you may indeed create another birth chart off of the date and time of your walk-in soul to receive a more, perhaps, updated version of your astrology chart post-walk-in. For not all walk-ins, or perhaps most walk-ins, are not decided upon before this incarnation and usually depend on the years leading up to the walk-in. But again, that is a digression, and we will speak on that another time. For there is much to be learned about walk-in souls, and as I have said previously, this channel is a walk-in soul, but of a peculiar nature. So I would love for her to learn more about this nature of herself, and hopefully other walk-ins will find this channeling as well and learn more about themselves as well, or this series of channelings. However, again, that is a digression. So astrology may impact one's ability to manifest, but also the probability that the outcome may or may not come true will also impact the outcome, especially in combination with the sacrifice or energetic exchange that occurs for the manifestation to come into play. However, we will speak more on that specific way later, for it will make more sense once you understand a bit more about how one goes about manifestation. So as I have said previously, it is imperative that one work through all of their energetic and emotional blockages revolving around that which they wish to manifest before they attempt to manifest it. For if they attempt to manifest it before they have done so, they may find that their manifestation is all in vain and will not come true no matter what. For they have not yet learned the lessons that those wounds were meant to teach them. However, assuming that this has been done and one wishes to manifest something, they must first decide that which it is they wish to manifest. And it is best to make this as clear and concise as possible, and perhaps as specific as possible. However, you need not be overly specific. So in the previous example, if you wish to manifest monetary abundance, you need only use the terms monetary abundance. However, please do note that there are many types of abundance, so the word monetary is used as a modifier in this case to increase the specificity of the manifestation. However, if you would like a new job, then you may add this to your list of specifications for your manifestation. Or if you would like to keep your current job but you would just like a raise, or a promotion, then you may add this to your specifications as well. However, please note that if your manifestation may not occur within these boundaries, then you may not receive your manifestation. So, for example, if you are trying to manifest monetary abundance and you don't want to lose your job, but you also don't want a promotion, you just want to get a raise, and the company cannot afford to give you a raise given your current workload, then, of course, it is immensely improbable that this will come to pass, because there is not much that the universe can do for this financial state of your company unless you manifest that. And indeed, that is the economy is quite a convoluted beast in and of itself, and group meditation and synergy is perhaps the best form to accomplish one such goal like that. However, that being said, if you may not accomplish your goal, your manifestation within the boundaries you have set, you may always revisit your boundaries and expand them to a tolerable level in order to manifest what you would like. So a way that one could step their boundaries back, given the previous example, is you may accept a promotion. And if that does not work, then you may accept getting a new job. However, please note that the nature of consent and manifestation is very, very strong. So if you do give consent for something, or if you do not give consent for something, then the universe must heed this, and the beings around you must heed this as well. However, note that if you ever feel that your consent has been broken, then perhaps your higher self overrode the will of your incarnate self for that instance, for your highest and best good, or in your best interests. However, that is indeed the nature of consent, and that being said, if you say to the universe that you wish for monetary abundance and you give her no boundaries at all, she will assume that that is a carte blanche consent, as it is said, or consent to do whatever she needs to accomplish this goal, assuming that you make the proper sacrifice that is. Now, for those who are becoming squeamish at my use of the word sacrifice, please note that this sacrifice is not of a bloody nature. This sacrifice is of an energetic or a physical nature. So in order to manifest something, you must put forth to the universe proof that you are willing to work for this, and you are willing to do what it takes to have this manifestation in your life, and to prove that you are of the proper vibrational frequency, that you will not abuse this newfound freedom or power or whatever it is you desire. And one way to do this is to meditate and to send energy to a being to help you manifest, or to the spirit directly with the intention of this manifestation, and she will accept this offering. However, there are many ways to make an offering, and time is indeed one offering. So if you put a lot of time into your work, for example, with the intention of getting a promotion, then the universe will heed this intention and recognize the work that you have been doing. And indeed, it is usually best to combine many methods of these into one, for there are many ways to manifest in this way and to provide these sacrifices. For as I have said, there are sacrifices of time, there are sacrifices of space, for example, which could be an altar, or merely a room in one's mind palace for a specific being, or indeed the possibilities are limitless. And if you go to manifest something, I will always recommend asking Spirit what she would like as her sacrifice or as her energetic exchange. For indeed, the law of equivalent exchange is partially being used in this. For, as you say, nothing is free. However, be aware that indeed Spirit does tend to give back tenfold that which she is given. For she is very magnanimous and quite benevolent. But that being said, if your intuition guides you to make a sacrifice in a way that was not listed here, please go forth with this, as long as it abides with the principle of doing no harm to yourself or others. For if you are making contact with a spirit that is urging you to do harm to yourself or others, then indeed that is not a spirit of the light, and you must follow the protocols given in the channeling on the higher and lower faculties to expel this being and seal off your energy faculties. However, do not fear, for you have many guides, and they are always watching over you and available to provide help to you if you only ask. For as I have previously stated, the nature of consent is much more enhanced on the energetic levels due to the nature of the third realm. For as this channel is aware, but those of you may not be, there is, as you say in the series Star Trek, a non-interference policy on Earth, where the higher beings may not interfere with the paths of the lower beings unless they have been given explicit consent. So, for example, if you wish to receive an energetic healing offering from any of your spirit guides ever, you must give them consent to do so. And you may give a blanket consent to all beings that are aligned with love and light to do this, and know that no other beings will ever pass through this, shall we say, semi-permeable membrane of your will and intention. And indeed, that will not take any effort to uphold. Now, that is the way that one may engage in the art of manifestation. However, I would now like to explain the mechanics behind it on a much deeper level, for this will aid in your use of the previous given tactics. So, first of all, as we have stated in previous channelings, when the human energy body is fully online, as you say, it creates a Merkaba field that, when it spins in the fourth dimension, creates a toroidal field of electromagnetic energy in the third dimension. And this field may be imbued with intention, so it may vibrate at a specific vibrational frequency depending on the intention of the being. So when one is manifesting upon their monetary abundance, they must match in order to accomplish manifestation, they must match the vibrational frequency of this toroidal field to the vibrational frequency of monetary abundance and sustain this for as long as possible. For indeed, as I have said in previous channelings, the energy body is much like the muscles in your body in that it must be strengthened, and perhaps it is best to do a few sets and then try again the next day. And as always, rest days are important, which, if you have noticed, this channel does not channel every day. That is why, for she is a big advocate for rest days, perhaps even when she does not need them. But that is just a bit of lighthearted joking, and is neither here nor there, as you say. But indeed, the matching of this vibrational frequency can be extremely difficult at first, and this is where the use of visualization may come into play until one learns the vibrational frequency of this desire. So, in the example we have been using, one may imagine themselves rolling around in a pit of money, and they may imagine the absolute frivolity of all of that money around them, and how truly underwhelming it actually kind of is, and how when they're surrounded by that much money, it really doesn't change anything about life that much, but wow, it sure is greater to cry in a Ferrari than it is on a bicycle, am I right, guys? So indeed, you must look at the situation in a very realistic manner such as this, and this will help one to embody this vibrational frequency which they desire. For, as you say, the grass is always greener on the other side, but in truth, it's green where you water it. So there are pros and cons to every situation. And even if you desire the situation, in order to fully manifest it, you must be aware of the pros and cons, and you must not just be fully swept up in the fantasy of the desire. That's a missing link in my own manifestation right there. Indeed, that is a part of what you have been missing in your own manifestation. However, you have also been missing a few other things that we will touch on later. Now, when manifestation is fully put into practice, manifestation is not the desired outcome in and of itself. No, manifestation is the magic of this alteration of one's vibrational frequency to the frequency of that which they desire. So, as I have said, it is not the ultimate outcome. You do not have a manifestation. You manifest something. So, to make that clear, manifestation or manifesting is not a noun. It is a verb. It is an action that you do. It is not a destination. For you may perform as much manifestation as you want, only for it to be futile and have absolutely no result. However, as I have said, this depends on a few factors. Now, of course, one's awareness of their energy body and their vibrational frequencies and their ability to visualize may also impact their ability to manifest as well. And there are many other things that may impact it in small ways as well, be that one's natural inclinations or habits and patterns, etc. But I would now like to talk about a few of the confounding variables of manifestation. So these are the aspects of manifestation that may alter its outcome to be, shall we say, undesirable, or perhaps not the fully desired outcome. So as previously stated, if one is not specific enough in their manifestation, they may find that it is altered. So the previous example was if one gives carte blanche permission to the universe to do whatever it is she needs to do to provide this monetary abundance, and the universe takes your job away, that would be an example of perhaps an undesirable situation. However, there are many ways in which this may play out as well. And I would like to speak a bit on how one's personal prejudices and predispositions may impact their manifestation. So, for example, one example of this is if one has if one comes into the act of manifestation already believing that it won't work, then of course it will not work, for manifestation only works as much as you believe in it. And belief indeed may be a form of sacrifice that you may make, or a form of energetic exchange that you may make with the universe to accomplish manifestation. However, usually belief is not enough to speed up the timeline in and of itself. However, it is enough to cement the probability of you taking a specific path. But as I have said, it will not cause this path to occur any quicker. Now, manifestation may also be influenced by one's prejudices if they have a tendency, or perhaps prejudices is not a right word, maybe influenced by one's physical state or their current state, if they live from a heart chakra or a solar plexus chakra. For one who lives from a solar plexus chakra, which is the third chakra, may not have as much manifestational ability as one who lives from the heart chakra. For one who lives from the heart chakra has much more access to the divine realms and source energy to power their manifestations. And indeed, one may ask Source to aid them in powering their manifestations as well. However, be aware that Source may be quite a bit discriminatory in answering these requests. For indeed, Source will only grant you a request that you have earned and Source will only allow you to manifest something that is in your highest and best good. Now, if one attempts to manifest something that is not in their highest and best good, they may indeed manage to manifest it. However, this may be to a lesser extent, or they may very quickly find that they wish they had not. However, usually they may not manifest this, or may not be able to manifest this due to the protection of their guides. For if one is engaging in the practice of manifestation, then usually they have quite an extensive array of guides who are watching over them. As is the case with this channel, and I assume many of the other beings who listen to this who listen to this channeling. Now, manifestation, as I have said in the previous channeling, may also occur through the use of a high vibrational crystal. So you may provide your energetic offering to the crystal, or you may provide it to Source or Spirit or whoever it is, or whichever being it is you are making this sacrifice to, so they may help you manifest. And indeed, as I have said, it is recommended to use many of these techniques in combination with one another to ensure the greatest success. For, as you say on Earth, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now, manifestation is also very much so tied in with the cosmos of the third dimension. So, if, for example, you attempt to, as is very common in your reality surf, or jump realities into an alternate dimension where perhaps you are living out a fantasy novel or something. Okay. This may not be possible. However, you may indeed jump into alternate timelines of yourself. So say, for example, if you are incarnated on this earth in an alternate reality as an initiate of Isis, like this channel, you may find an alternate version of yourself is also channeling in that lifetime. However, this is unique to each person, and as I have said in the channeling on the nature of existence and reality, this is something that will decrease over one's lifespan as their vibrational frequency solidifies and consolidates. Yes, solidifies is not the right word, but consolidates is. But that being said, manifestation is perhaps a bit different for each and every person, as is the path to enlightenment for each and every person. So I encourage you to trust your own intuition and your own inner guidance, as well as your own higher guidance and spirit guides, if you attempt the process of manifestation. And if you do this, please be aware that you may manifest on different dimensions if you so desire. So, for example, if you wish to manifest your higher faculties, you may manifest your higher faculties in the 4th or 5th dimension. And if you wish to manifest a physical outcome of your life, you may manifest that in the third dimension. And indeed, this may help you in visualizing how you associate with these vibrational frequencies and temporarily embody them. For as you practice temporarily embodying these vibrational frequencies in this practice of manifestation, you may find that it is easier to sustain these vibrational frequencies for longer periods of time. And then you may even find that you will not need to think about it, and these vibrational frequencies will merely be present in your body at all times, and you will have the ability to call them forward. And this is how you know that the manifestation will have worked. Of course, besides the other, shall we say, more visceral symptoms of your manifestation coming true in the physical realm. However, manifestation is a muscle, so please have grace with yourself when you are first beginning to use it, for you may find that your stamina is quite low and you may not alter your vibrational frequency for very long, if indeed at all. So if you find this is the case, please feel free to invite in myself, Adama, that is, or any other higher guides of your choosing, or even Source or your higher self to aid in these endeavors. For the assistance of higher beings may be quite useful in this way. And as always, if you would like more guidance in this path, I am always available to answer questions as well. However, that is all that we have for this evening, and as always, it has been a pleasure. Adieu.